Oh, you think you bulletproof? Yeah. I was in the cell, we spoke on 10 and then he lost it too. Engineer be active when I record, cause I fuck up the booth. If I had all that shit all in my crib, I would've made the news. We got all the money, drugs, and guns, who you think she gon' choose? Left him slumped, they tucked him in that sheet, we like to see him snooze. He was with his folks when we popped out, we don't play by the rules. They got Timbo, we got all the kills, why would we ever lose?
Say Louis Bape, designer feet the top. I ain't gon' talk about what's her name, just know we hit the top. She said she wanna be with the gang, she got past the op. She said she wanna be with the gang, she got a flag up. He said he wanna be a driver, he gotta catch her up.
A 19-year-old is arrested and charged in the April 13th shooting death of a sophomore high school student, gunned down as he was enjoying a warm evening in the city's Cecil B. Moore neighborhood. As KYW's Antoinette Lee tells us, police still searching for a second suspect in connection to the killing.
Cheryl Parker will most likely become Philadelphia's next mayor, and she will bring a tougher stance on crime with her. Philadelphia's politics have become more progressive over the last decade. First, when Mayor Kinney was elected, followed by an idealistic progressive DA, Larry Krasner. They have taken much of the heavy scrutiny in the wake of Philadelphia's sky-high murder rate. Parker wants to hire hundreds of additional police officers to walk their beats and get to know residents. She wants to devote resources to recruiting more police and says officers should be able to stop and search pedestrians if they have a legitimate reason to do so. These are all much needed measures, but the city needs more. More outreach to residents outside of law enforcement is needed as well. Can Parker reduce record murders, shooting, and crime that have plagued the city over the last few years? And can she do it without increasing tensions between police and black and brown citizens or violating their civil rights? A lot of people believe she can. After the last mayor, Jim Kenney, threw his hands up basically and said he can't take the heat anymore.
The shooting has left Mayor Jim Kenney, quote, looking forward to not being mayor. Those were his words. Philadelphia City Council members Derek Green and Alan Dom are calling for Mayor Kenney to resign after his comments.
I'm waiting for something bad to happen all the time, so I'll be happy when I'm not here, when I'm not mayor and I can enjoy some stuff.
You're looking forward to not being mayor?
Yeah.
Today, many people who live in Philly tell us they were stunned to hear the mayor express that sentiment.
He should resign if he doesn't want to be mayor.
He's tired, like he want to just give up. So let somebody else be mayor that want to do the job right now.
The city needs a mayor willing to face these problems head on. Her support of the controversial police tactic of stop and frisk gives some people flashbacks of past decades where the police terrorized black and brown communities. These days, while racism and policing still exist, these communities' biggest threat are criminals. Criminals are holding the neighborhoods hostage, and the public and city are sick and tired of living in fear of getting shot, mugged, or carjacked. As of Friday, May 19th, the city has 155 murders so far, and the victims and perpetrators are getting younger and younger.
Losing all my swords, I hope I haven't took them out. I told my nigga pass me to the eye before he snaked me out. The judge knew what the card, cause I got it without no doubt. It was 4 niggas in that V when they hopped out. He ain't seen them switches, got that rapper try to cop out. My big brother died, the youngest head over each other. Somebody gotta die to get back or make him.
20-year-old Lil Bape has been charged with fatally shooting a 16-year-old in North Philadelphia last month, and police are searching for another man they say also played a role in the killing. Asir Clark, known as Lil Bape, surrendered to authorities earlier this month and has been charged with murder, illegal gun possession, and related crimes for his role in the death of Nafis Bertrand Hill in North Philadelphia last month, police said. A warrant has also been issued for 18-year-old Ranif Allen, another North Philly rapper also known as HBN, a friend of Lil Bape's, who police say also shot the teen. There's a video of Burke Street Man, who also lost his life to gun violence last year, and Lil Bape, who are both part of 2418 and the larger set, Zoo Gang.
When he died, we caught him slipping, left him on his scene. But freaky dog, get back for Ranger, that's by any means. Whoa, ain't nobody we could lean on. I was down bad, I had to put my team on. Yeah, I got a thing for glizzy switches, put them beams on. We caught him loafing in them trenches, he got ran on.
The number one who loses, this my scene, dogs from the beginning. All my life, man, I've been sitting. I can't go back in my feelings. We've been doing all the drilling. That's what come with this position.
That's what come with that position. Put your life up in them trenches. Caught a nigga walking, follow him, see what's slipping. 10 came home, my make sure I complete a mission. Bitchin' from the floor, if you ain't with us, you a victim.
Babe, you know you safe, a nigga play with you and I'ma kill him. All that whiffin' on the net, them niggas showing off for bitches, ain't no phone. Under pressure, we get over, niggas trippin'. You ain't gang, you can't kick it, I'm low 10, yeah, I'm the risk.
I lost my heart in the trench, you gotta risk it all. Boy, this slime bag to bag, yeah, we tryna keep the ball. Bro, the super slime, cross you up, yeah.
According to court records, on April 12th, Lil Bape and HBN drove to the 2300 block of West Montgomery Street in a Kia that had been reportedly stolen from Drexel Hill 1 week earlier. It was just before 9 p.m. and Bertrand Hill, known as Feast, was walking down the sidewalk when the other two men started shooting at him from the car, court records say. Surveillance video recovered from the scene showed that men jumped out of the car and chased the team, firing more than 30 times. Officers found Feast badly wounded and took him to Temple University Hospital, where he died a short time later. Philadelphia police, who responded quickly to the scene of the shooting, saw a Kia fleeing the area with no lights on, driving in the wrong direction down Norris Street, according to court records. Officers pursued the car, but lost it in a brief chase. They found it a short time later abandoned on the 2300 block of Glenwood Avenue, and inside there was a Glock 27 handgun, the records say. Surveillance footage from the Raymond Rosen housing complex, where the car was found, showed two young men wearing identical clothing to the shooting suspects get out of the car, the records say. They then took off their sweatshirts, which police found discarded inside the courtyard. Police also recovered fingerprints on the car that matched those of Bape and HBN, the records say. The locations of their phones lined up with the path of the getaway car. Lil Bape's lawyer, Robert Gamberg, said Lil Bape maintains his innocence and they look forward to their day in court.
19-year-old Asir Clark is facing homicide, conspiracy, and other related charges in relation to the murder of 16-year-old Nafis Bertrand Hill. Police say they are also looking for another suspect, 18-year-old Renif Allen, in connection to the shooting. A warrant has been issued for Allen's arrest. Police say last month, Bertrand Hill was outside along Montgomery Avenue near 23rd Street with a group of young children and adults when a gray car pulled up. That's when two males got out and began shooting into the crowd. The teen was shot multiple times. He was taken to the hospital where he died from his injuries. Anyone with information on Allen's whereabouts is asked to call police. He is considered to be armed and dangerous.
Renif Allen, or HBN, remains on the run. Seven children under the age of 18, including Feast, have died by gun violence in the city so far this year. More than 40 juveniles have been shot, according to data from the city's controller office. Shootings of children in Philadelphia have steadily risen in recent years. Last year, 217 children were shot, 30 fatally, the most of any year in recent memory, and a 44% increase over 2019, when 120 children were struck by gunfire.
Yeah, we get up close and watch that little nigga twitch. He was dissing little naughty, now that nigga in the ditch. Smoke a jet right to the mid, yeah, that little nigga hit. He try to run, he think he fast, but he ain't fast, and then he switch. BNG we lit, yeah, no BNG we lit.
District Attorney Larry Krasner and the Philadelphia District Attorney's Office Gun Violent Task Force announced the arrest and charging of 4 suspects for their roles in 5 shootings in the city's Strawberry Mansion section in July and September of 2021, following an extensive investigation by the 31st County Investigating Grand Jury. 2 of the victims died from their injuries. These 4 suspects are associated with a violent street group operating in North Philadelphia known as Big Natty Gang, or BNG. These suspects have been charged for their alleged involvement in the following incidents. Dante Sutton is charged with 2 counts of attempted murder and related firearm offenses for allegedly shooting and injuring 2 victims on July 14, 2021 on the 2400 block of North 33rd Street. He is also charged with 1 count of homicide for his alleged involvement in a shooting that occurred on September 18, 2021 on the 2900 block of York Street. Dante Sutton was also charged with 2 counts of attempted murder earlier this year for a non-fatal double shooting. Jameer Brunson Gans, or Mir, is charged with the attempted murder and the related offenses for allegedly shooting and injuring a victim on September 5, 2021 on the 3100 block of North Judson. He is also charged with 1 count of homicide and related charges for his involvement in a shooting that occurred on September 6, 2021 on the 2200 block of West Huntington Street. Elijah Soto is charged with 2 counts of homicide and related offenses for the fatal shootings that occurred on September 6 and September 18, 2021. Khalil Henry is charged with 1 count of homicide and related charges for his role in the September 18, 2021 fatal shooting on York Street. He was also charged earlier this year with 2 counts of attempted murder along with Dante Sutton. So to recap, there was a murder on September 6, 2021 where Soto and Brunson Gans are charged. There was also a murder on September 18th where Henry, Soto, and Sutton were also charged. There was also 3 other shootings that these 4 have been charged with.
Now at 4 o'clock, 4 men accused of terrorizing a Philadelphia neighborhood are off the streets today. Authorities said they have arrested members of an alleged organized crime ring behind 5 shootings back in 2021. It is Tuesday afternoon. I'm Brian Taft.
And I'm Sarah Bloomquist. The big story on Action News, the arrests announced today by the district attorney's office. Authorities say their violent actions left 2 people dead and several others hurt in Strawberry Mansion.
Action News reporter Maggie Kent joining us live along the Parkway this afternoon with more on how police were able to track these guys down, Maggie.
Brian and Sarah, authorities, prosecutors say that they found some YouTube videos from these men in particular who were bragging about what was going on, and that they say the motive behind these shootings was notoriety. Well, they did get noticed by law enforcement.
They found some YouTube videos from these men in particular who were bragging about what was going on.
Niggas know the vibes with me because I'm different. I just roll the op, keep rolling ops till I get high, my nigga. If I get the drop, I see a op, then I'ma pop a nigga. He was at the stop and he got dropped. My broody rocked the nigga. He ain't fast. I'ma let Lil Broody get your ass, don't let shit pass. He gon' bang your shit, then put you in the bag. Don't got no rap. Bro turn the beam up, bro turn on the flash. Now that's his ass. Bro give him gas. Yeah, we on some shit. I see a op, yeah, I'm a blick. Yeah, we get up close and watch that little nigga twitch. He was dissing little naughty, now that nigga in the ditch. Smoke a J right to the mid, yeah, that little nigga hit. Smoke a J right to the mid, yeah, that little nigga hit.
Law enforcement says 4 men, members of a gang, are responsible for 5 shootings. 2 men were killed, 5 others were shot and injured. Dante Sutton, Jameer Brunson Gans, Elijah Soto, and Khalil Henry have been charged with homicide and gun crimes.
This group sought notoriety, they sought infamy, they sought attention, and that was part of the motivation for each and every one of these shooting incidents.
Prosecutors say the organized crime ring focused their attention on the Strawberry Mansion neighborhood in 2021. Various members are allegedly responsible for shooting 2 people July 14th on North 33rd Street, shooting a man on September 5th on the 3100 block of North Judson Street, carrying out the homicide of 19-year-old Jordan Murray the next day on the 2200 block of West Huntington Street, killing 33-year-old Jarek Jenkins on the 2900 block of West York Street September 18th, and shooting 2 people on October 4th, 2021 on the 2000 block of North 33rd Street. How did investigators connect these cases? The ATF employed the National Integrated Ballistic Network
via examining fired cartridge cases.
Now, prosecutors also spoke about how some of these individuals were sending text messages to each other, one of them reading, "We put the H in homicide." All of these young men, 18 to 20 years old, face serious charges if convicted. We are live along the Parkway. Maggie Kent, Channel 6, Action News, Brian.
Now, box him and he out of luck. We gon' leave that nigga stuck. Free my niggas out the gym, they booked again like what the fuck. BNG, we coming up, sliding, get in front of us. 100 MB texting from the jets like no lights running up. On them drills, we cover up. The bitches, they be loving us. I remember I was hooping, now I'm shooting niggas up. Drinking got me booted up. Sliding, we be suited up. We been bending for some years, this shit was never new to us. BNG, we getting over, nigga. Fuck again back. We been dropping niggas, getting litty way before the rent. You want smoke, you getting that. That's this bitch I'm hitting.
Overall, 120 people have died in homicides in Philadelphia so far this year. A 9% decrease compared to that same time last year, but nearly double the number recorded in 2015. If you've been paying any sort of attention, then you've seen what they are doing up in New York City.
The Queens District Attorney, along with the NYPD Chief of Detectives, announcing the 151-count indictment of 33 alleged gang members. Officials say all 33 defendants are charged with conspiracy to commit murder and that 18 of those were active trigger pullers. They say the defendants are members of warring gangs trying to establish territorial dominance in Southeast Queens. The gun violence escalated after the high-profile murder of an aspiring high school basketball star 4 years ago.
With the murder of a promising teen basketball player. Now, nearly 4 years later, NYPD detectives tell us they have dismantled two rival gangs who terrorized South Jamaica residents with reckless gunfire, using drill music videos and social media to fuel their beefs. We got an exclusive look at their focused methods, which are very different from the wide net gang sweeps of the past. Some of the more than 30 suspects were already behind bars in state prison and on Rikers Island for other crimes. They were brought into the 111th precinct to be charged in this major gang conspiracy case. So serious were the safety concerns about the explosive rivalry between the crews known as Money World and their opposition, or Ops, the local trap stars, that police booked them at separate precincts to keep their family members and associates separated when they showed up.
It's pretty much shoot on sight when they see the opposition, and a lot of times innocent people are caught in the middle of it.
Over the last 5 or 6 years, these two gangs terrorized an entire community.
Before sunrise, as detectives investigated, they found a connection to other shootings that were happening in South Jamaica. Some were in broad daylight, one even outside a high school. Police say an escalating rivalry between the Money World and local trap star gangs was responsible.
Once a shooting occurs and there's retaliation for that shooting, it goes back and forth. And it seems like they're never satisfied with the amount of violence they've committed, and they're always trying to get one up on their opposition.
Captain Gillis says the rivalry is over territory, not money or drugs. The hatred heated up over social media taunts and drill music videos where they allegedly bragged about the shootings, the actual locations, and even the calibers of guns used in incidents under investigation.
The drill rap is always a motivator, right? And the drill rap is so specific in that they mention people that have been killed in the past and disrespect those people that have been killed in the past. And it creates a residual effect where it's a tit for tat, a one for one. Everyone's trying to get one up on the scoreboard. That creates a retaliatory effect on both sides.
Chief,
and Philadelphians are just as frustrated, and the sympathies are back with law enforcement. This is deja vu from the 90s and the response to the crack era and rampant crime. What we are going to end up with is over-policing of our communities, which tends to lead to innocent people getting caught up in the mix. False arrests and convictions can and do occur. When detectives are overworked and up against the city and department pressure to make arrests, we see shoddy police work and a lot of shortcuts taken for the sake of a conviction. There's a great YouTube video that lays this premise out in full context, link in the description. But the basic overview is that when big cities like New York and Philadelphia see dramatic increases in homicide, the police's only way they know how to respond is with brute force and to overpower the streets with whatever tactics are at their disposal. Whether it be gang task force and SWAT teams or narcotic squads, with plenty of leeways to bend the law as long as they get a conviction. We got away with that type of broken windows policing, but the events in recent years are allowing us as a society to see this as necessary again. The broken windows theory helped influence the NYPD's controversial stop and frisk practice, which was ruled unconstitutional and remains influential despite weak empirical evidence. SEPTA police recently banned the shiesty mask after the killing of 2 teenagers in the last month. The shooter in both cases were wearing these so-called shiesty masks. This move has been applauded by many and left the city wondering if the Philadelphia police will adopt this policy. A lot of people in Philly are sick and tired of seeing dudes walk around in the middle of the spring and summer with a mask on. However, I can see how slippery of a slope this is if you let police dictate our wardrobe and what we can and can't wear as a matter of law. To be clear, private businesses can make those decisions all they want, but I don't want the government telling me what I can and can't wear. If it's a matter of public safety and they can prove to me that a ban on these masks will result in a decrease in homicides and directly correlate the two, I can get on board. Tell me what you think in the comments. Are you glad to see the shiesty mask ban on SEPTA? Should the Philadelphia police adopt this as law? Let me know why or why not down below. Check out the full story on Amin Hurst's escape from prison. I have all the details on who was involved and what exactly led to his capture. For the full story, the video is exclusively on my Patreon, link in the description. I want to take this time to thank my patrons who have stuck with me this whole time through infrequent uploads and all the BS. YouTube does not monetize many of my videos, so this is basically a fan-funded channel. I'm doing my best to upload as much as possible, so the more support I can get, the more videos will be coming your way. If you can't support monetarily, don't forget to like the video, only if you like it of course, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. That helps the channel a ton. Hope to see you over on Patreon for my Amin Hurst video. Until next time, this is S.T.V.Philly.